Trayvon Diggs. Diggs will be an unrestricted free agent if he goes unclaimed on waivers. Speaking of the Cowboys, tight end Jason Witten and safety Darren Woodson are among the 15 finalists for the selection to the Pro Football Hall of Fame. The class will be announced on February 5th during the NFL Honors. Spurs dropped their second straight, falling to the Cavs last night, 113-101. Wemby had 26 points and 14 boards in the loss. San Antonio will return to action tomorrow night back in the Frost Bank Center when they take on the New York Knicks at 6.
SportsCenter brought to you by Synergenics. Book your appointment at fixmylowt.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
What a bad day to be named Diggs. It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Joe Reinagel has the day off. I'm Jason Minix, and my goodness, it's not a good day for the Diggs family. I mean, this morning you find out Stephon Diggs dealing with some criminal charges that, of course, he denies. And that's nothing compared to his brother Trayvon, who got fired today by the Dallas Cowboys. Good night. It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. You know, I was going to start with the Spurs. They have lost their second in a row. Yeah. Another tough shooting night last night for the Silver and Black. Anxiety. Key word being used a lot last night. But the fact that the Cowboys waived Trayvon Diggs this afternoon. Why? Why now? I think a lot of us probably figured right that Trayvon Diggs' days in Dallas were over after Sunday's game. He should have been a post-June 1 cut. That's what logic would have told us, but we are talking about the Dallas Cowboys. They released him today. Looking at the numbers, he's no guaranteed money after this year, and the dead cap money really isn't that much of a difference. So finally, they just wanted him the hell out of the building. They'll say all the right things. It gives them an opportunity to get picked up by a playoff team. It gives them that. They just wanted him out of the building. Or maybe Jerry Jones is looking for a scapegoat not named Eberflus. This was Jerry Jones this morning on 105.3 The Fan talking about how disappointed he was with the secondary.
Probably the one that I think was the most impactful is that we had a high expectation in our secondary. And I thought we would be good at all phases of it. We were new coming in with the linebackers, which can be a part of the secondary. But that secondary is because of various reasons. But the secondary really had issues regarding personnel, time on the field, time at practice. We weren't ambitious. We knew that some of those guys would be getting back and their limited NFL experience when they did get back from injury. And so I would say that's the area that just as the year before, I'll remind you, and you wouldn't necessarily remember it, but I thought our offensive line the year before, Mike McCarthy, was the letdown that really was glaring for us as to what we were thinking we'd have. I'd say your secondary this year.
Secondary this year. He's putting it on number 7, who got fired today. And I know immediately some of the comments on our YouTube page there at the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube channel, they could have traded him for something, got a 6. Maybe. He'll end up somewhere and they'll get a compensatory pick. But will he become the scapegoat? Again, same interview this morning on 105.3 The Fan. Jerry says the problem's on defense. You can't pin on just one guy.
Certainly I liked experience level and liked how we had arrived at the makeup of experience on our staff, and in particular defense. Now, make no mistake about it, everybody had their finger in what we did out there defensively, everybody. And so it's not just a one-man blame at all. And I say that because therein lies what you got to sit down and figure out what, if anything, you want to change. And so we'll get to that pronto. Everybody involved in this thing is, I'm sure, been thinking ahead about how to adjust out of results this year. But the main thing in football is that it is rare when you have one coach or one player that is the cause or the solution to the problem. Mm-hmm. And that's the main thing I'd like to emphasize to anybody listening. We're trying to solve the problem and try to get better where we are. And one guy is not going to do that.
But let's get rid of one guy, number 7, a week before the end of the season. And again, I don't know that anybody is surprised that he's gone. The timing of it is a little bit surprising. Now, Jane Slater from the NFL Network said that she talked to Trayvon Diggs. He called her. Said the Cowboys released him. Says he'll miss his time in Dallas. Assures Jane that he is healthy and motivated as he looks to join another team and hopefully a playoff-type team. Now you start looking at who could use a player like that. And I know he's wanted to play with his brother for a long time, maybe. Although, who knows if Stefan's going to end up being suspended. But why now versus being a post-June 1 cut? Jane tweets all kinds of stuff about roster evaluation. The hell with that. You can do that with Trayvon on your roster or not. The money breakdown is the big thing. He'll count $8.5 million of dead cap money in 2026. Post-June 1 would have saved $4 million. Again, dead cap money. I just get the feeling he's becoming the scapegoat and not Eberflus. Because Jerry this morning on 105.3 The Fan spent a lot of time defending Flus.
I expect the structure to give us a better result over in other areas of the team. And everybody always does this, but this year, of course, it's pretty easy to pick on that defense. And but let me say this one more time. It's not all Eberflus at all. And he has buy-offs all the way through the coaching staff and the organization as to the things he was doing to try to play defense. So that's a team-wide breakdown for us not to play better defense than we've had. Not an Eberflus breakdown per se, just him.
Cowboys defense has allowed 477 points. Highest total in the NFL this season, the most in franchise history.
Eberflus.
Who?
Eberflus.
Eberflus, huh? Yeah, same thing. He also calls Micah Michael at times. You know. You can call him Candy Lee.
Eberflus.
Mm-hmm. Jerry talks too much about continuity, especially with his coaches. And it truly does make me wonder now, does Eberflus get another year? Because this was a straight Jerry hire, familiarity between Eberflus and the Jones family, track record, solid, although we all poo-pooed the hire when it happened. Now, I remember when he left Dallas, everybody was upset, and I get that. But his time in Chicago, did he need a little bit more time away? And I think what makes the Eberflus hire look even worse is seeing what, I don't know, Robert Saleh is doing with the San Francisco defense. And all the injuries that San Francisco has dealt with, yet those boys are playing great. Do they have a better GM, better roster construction? All of that's fair. But you know, every year with the Dallas Cowboys, in a season like this where it doesn't go well, there's going to be somebody to blame. And that somebody is never Jerry Jones, outside of Jerry taking the bullets, doing interviews, and taking the responsibility with his word salad. But it's not like Jerry is worried about losing his job. It's not like Steven is worried about losing his job. So when it comes to accountability, it's always somebody else's job. And I think for a lot of us, we thought it was going to be Eberflus. Diggs gets let go today. Jerry saying the secondary, the most disappointing part of this year's team. Is Diggs going to be that scapegoat? That's our poll question today on the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube channel. Will Trayvon Diggs end up being the scapegoat of the defensive issues instead of Eberflus? Right now, though, and it's early, 57% say no. That means there's a bunch of you holding out hope that Eberflus still gets fired.
And I think that's what it is holding out hope, because listening to Jerry today, he was on a PR spin of protect Matt Eberflus.
Absolutely. And that's exactly what it sounded like. Now, granted, it's the old vote of confidence. You hear, oh, yeah, he's great. He's fired next week. But again, you go consistently with what Jerry has said about continuity. And he knows this roster construction, offensive heavy, you lose Micah Parsons by decision right before the start of the season, not injury, but they never recovered. They added pieces throughout the season. I mean, you think about what showed up in Oxnard and who balled out for that defense, if that's a fair term to use, knowing how piss poor that defense was outside of a 3-game stretch. A lot of those guys weren't there in Oxnard. And that is got to be making things more difficult on your defensive coordinator. But then you look around the league and you see other guys doing it and doing it well. And you know, somebody is going to be the fall guy. Somebody is going to be the scapegoat. Flus, Diggs. We know the defense is going to look different next year anyway. This offseason's got to be about really, really, really impacting the defense. Offense, kind of set. And I say kind of. There's some decisions that have to be made on that Cowboys offense. What do you do with Pickens? What do you do with Williams? Maybe some offensive line help. But you got your quarterback and wide receiver 1 locked up. Your interior of the offensive line is solid. The defense needs the attention this offseason. We'll see what they end up doing. But it was a surprise to me that Diggs got let go today. Not a surprise that he won't be on next year's team. I'm surprised he didn't make it through the end of this year. The fact that he didn't even make it to 2026. That's the part that surprises me. And by all accounts, nothing happened today that would be like, dude, you're fired. Get out. I mean, turn your stuff in and get out. It doesn't feel like anything like that happened. Every reporter, whether it's a local reporter or the national reporters, are all saying it's just been the collection of data, the community, all the stuff that's happened all year, the concussion, the not working out, all of it just like you're fired today. Like, not that he showed up late for a meeting today and they said, all right, last straw, you're out. Nothing like that. Very bizarre that today, of all days, after Jerry did that interview and the timing of it, Jerry does that interview, and hour or so later, Diggs is released. Interesting. The D in Dallas is always drama, isn't it? No longer Diggs. No Diggs in Dallas. Maybe he'll get his wish and get to go play with his brother in Buffalo. Although the question with Stephon, will Stephon end up getting suspended? Now, all the court stuff that went on today with Stephon Diggs, they're trying to keep everything under wraps. Lawyer is saying it's nothing. Of course, you expect that from the lawyer. The Patriots, in their statement, say they stand behind him. The NFL statement says we're aware, but by all accounts, he won't get suspended anytime soon. Playoff time, unless new information does come to light. But right now, his hearing is the Friday before what will be the AFC Championship game if the Patriots are still, or the Bills are still playing. It's going to be interesting to see ultimately what happens. Crazy. Let's talk about the Spurs. They've lost 2 in a row. Last night, another clank fest. Last night, not a good night shooting for the San Antonio Spurs outside of a dude named Wemby, that is for sure. And even really for Cleveland. I mean, you know, my underdog entry last night didn't turn completely green because Donovan Mitchell only scored 10 points, which never happens. That kept me from winning money last night. But that's all right. I mean, that's why you play. Love playing on underdog where you take your favorite players and you choose higher or lower on stats like points and rebounds, steals, blocks. Get your picks right. You can win up to 5,000 times your cash. And you know Underdog is the best place to make your picks and win money right now in Texas. And over the next couple of days with everything going on, Underdog Unwrapped still in play where you get tons of promos all throughout the holidays. Boosts, gimme pigs, deal reveals, even some other surprises that are sprinkled in. Now is the time to get in the game. So download the Underdog app. Use promo code STAR to score $75 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. That's promo code STAR at Underdog. Make picks, win money. Must be 18 plus and present in Texas. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
South Texas home for the Dallas Cowboys, 94-1 San Antonio Sports Star. Sunday at noon, the Cowboys wrap up the season in New York as they take on the Giants at MetLife Stadium. Pregame starts at 11. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds, the Davis Law Firm, Hornitos Tequila, Connecticut, and Jim Beam. 94-1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
You know, nobody ever plans on getting arrested, but it does happen to a lot of people every day for all kinds of reasons. If you get arrested, you want to get out of jail fast, you know the best way to do that is by calling my good friend Albert and his great staff at AA Best Bail Bonds. 210-225-2121 is the phone number. You can also text BAIL to 474747 or even start the bonding process online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else to get out of jail, and you don't want to be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you a PR bond, make sure you truly understand what all those conditions are before accepting it. Whether it's you, a family member, a friend of yours, your best option for stress-free bail bonds is AA Best Bail Bonds because nobody beats their price. They offer payment plans, have a free shuttle service. They're discreet and confidential and open 24/7. Offices all over San Antonio and Texas. License number 149. Call AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121 or online mybestbailbonds.com.
Uncover the root of your problems and improve the quality of your life. I'm Dr. Torres from the Institute for Functional Health. For more than a decade, we have helped people restore energy, vitality, libido, and drive. Most patients come to us because they feel unheard or stuck. Schedule your discovery day. We'll talk about your history, run advanced testing, and build a personalized plan that fits your life. We have helped thousands of people just like you. Call 210-468-1891. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health. 210-468-1891.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7 so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
You know the Roo Pub is proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the fights, and when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch a game. Just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant. The Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
There's a reason why you own a Kubota. It's because you won't settle for second best. The Kubota L Series has been the #1 best-selling compact tractor in the U.S. for 15 years straight. And the Kubota SVL Series has been the #1 best-selling compact track loader in the U.S. for the last 6 years. Now that's saying something. So don't be fooled by other dealers wanting to trade for your orange. We're Ewald Kubota, keeping it orange for over 75 years.
America's best high school football players are coming to San Antonio. It's the Navy All-American Bowl at the Alamo Dome on Saturday, January 10th. Jeremiah Smith, Puka Nakua, and Micah Parsons played here. Join us for a day of exciting football to see the stars of tomorrow at the Navy All-American Bowl, followed by the San Antonio Sports All-Star Football Game presented by Valero. Fan Zone opens at 9:30 a.m. Tickets available at the Dome box office and Ticketmaster.
Pork rinds are the crunch time hero of the snack aisle. Low carb, collagen packed, and high in protein, so you can keep the energy high without the guilt. The porkrinds.com Instagram will make a crunch time donation with each share of the Crunch Time Hero college football post, with each share equaling a $1 donation to the Archer Foundation, a nonprofit dedicated to helping families dealing with DIPG, DMG, pediatric brain cancer. Share on Instagram today and grab yourself a bag of Southern Recipe pork rinds at HEB.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Wednesday on the Morning Huddle, recapping the Alamo Bowl and looking forward to more college football tonight.
Not so fast. Can the Spurs knock out the Knicks? And oh my goodness, we got pro football too. Get here early, man. We're going to have some fun. Party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Mornings 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. It's the Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You know, as we head into commercial break, after talking about Trayvon Diggs, I see a tweet from Adam Schefter. Apparently, right after getting released, Trayvon Diggs hired David Mulligetta as his new agent. Some things you just can't make up. Timing is everything.
Not leaving that money on the table again, huh?
You know, and there's so much talk on, just friends texting and stuff you see on Twitter. And ultimately, that will look as a bad deal for Jerry. But Jerry did the right things with Trayvon Diggs when it came to signing him early. The money that he got at the time, well, a lot of money. That was a good deal and a good signing in the way you're supposed to do business, signing early. And, of course, Trayvon Diggs tears up his knee immediately, then tears it up again, and has never lived up to the contract. And so it's easy to poo-poo on that contract now. But at the time of it, it was the right thing to do for the Dallas Cowboys. It was the right thing for Trayvon Diggs. It just didn't work because of injuries and then attitude. And now he's gone. And now he's hired David Mulligetta. Crazy. It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. Ryan Eagles off. I'm Jason Minix. Glad to be along with you guys on this Tuesday afternoon. NFL week officially ended last night with a wild ending to an interesting football game. Rams and Falcons. Falcons get the win. They always play good football after they've been eliminated. Seems year after year they play their best football when it doesn't matter. And if you had Bijan Robinson and you were in your fantasy championship game last night, congratulations. We've got 1 week to go in the NFL regular season. 1 week to go. in the San Antonio Sports Star Pro Football Pick'em Challenge. Again, if you're out of it, that's cool. You can still win that weekly gift card to the Mellow Mushroom. Weekly winner still in play. At the end of the year, the local grand prize winner gets $1,000 worth of tickets from A Awesome Tickets. I know it's Tuesday. You got New Year's Eve. You got stuff going on. Get your picks in. And this week, who the hell knows? I mean, you don't know what quarterbacks are going to play, for how long, what starters. Hey, just get your picks in. Could win yourself a gift card to Mellow Mushroom. And if you're in the running, you could end up next week with $1,000 worth of tickets from our friends at A Awesome Tickets. Maybe use that to go see some Spurs because they're worthy to go watch. That's a good ticket now. Although, they won all those games in a row on the road and, the big win streak coming in, and now they've lost 2 in a row. They look tired. And I know we're talking about young pro athletes. But when you see shots going the way they are, they just kind of look tired. They also look a little out of sync. I don't know. I mean, is it Wemby coming back to the starting lineup? Got him out of kilter? I don't know that I buy that. I think you've got a couple of role players that are used to shooting the ball a certain way, and those shots aren't going. Last night, De'Aaron Fox back in the lineup, 4 of 13. Steph Castle was 5 of 13. Dylan Harper was 5 of 11. And they turned the ball over a lot. This is just a piss-poor shooting night. Devin Vassell was 3 of 10. Harrison Barnes was 1 of 7. They were 7 of 31. 7 of 31 from three-point range. Mitch Johnson said, too much anxiety in the offense?
It looked like we had an extreme amount of anxiety on offense. And so we were not in rhythm. Again, Cleveland gets an immense amount of credit for their game plan, their execution, their defense in general. It felt like an unnecessary feeling of desperation at times tonight. And I think there's probably a few different sources of that. Some of it's motivation, some of it's trying to make a play, some of it's trying to be aggressive, some of it's, trying to extend a lead or cut a lead where you can't get 6-point plays. You just need to let the game, call upon what's appropriate at the time and let the basketball use its energy for good.
All right, let's go deep, I guess. They were 7 of 31 from three-point range. They were 10 of 44 from three-point range against Utah. Live by the 3, die by the 3. The weird thing is that's not typically what we've seen from this Spurs team. Now, Wemby, incredible stat line. That alley-oop dunk off the glass, that one-legged 3 that he hit. I mean, Wemby did his part. Everybody else needs to do theirs. Come back home and they've lost 2 in a row. You get the Knicks coming up tomorrow night. Thought there'd be a little bit more focus after losing to Utah. And you just didn't really see that. Although first quarter was, they started off slow and then they caught back up. By halftime, I thought the Spurs had that game in hand. And then the fourth quarter, they just got flat destroyed in that fourth quarter by the Cleveland Cavaliers, who, again, only got 10 points from Donovan Mitchell. 10. Thought it was an interesting comment Wemby made after the game, talking about how this team needs to learn how to handle success.
It's like we have to handle the dynamics better, never get too high when we win, never get too low when we lose. I think Coach said that after last game. We're not as good as everybody said we were after this last however many games, I don't know, before. And we're not as bad as we showed these last 2 games. But we have to be able to handle that, we do everything to win, you know, like we do. Everybody is locked in at practice, at scout, you know, but we can't waste some efforts with mistakes we can control like this.
Again, the Knicks tomorrow night. Hopefully not a 3-game losing streak to close out the calendar year. Now, as the calendar flips, I know we've got the Valero Alamo Bowl happening tonight in at the Alamo Dome. A lot of you probably already tailgating down there. I'll be down there in a couple hours. Can't wait to get down there. But January 10th, the Alamo Dome is going to be busy as well. Got the Navy All-American Bowl, followed by the San Antonio Sports All-Star Game presented by Valero. 2 games, 1 ticket. We got a family 4-pack of tickets, plus 4 Whataburgers. Right now, caller number 10, they are yours. 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. If you want to go see the best of the best in the nation, as well as the best of the best in San Antonio, the Navy All-American Bowl and the San Antonio Sports All-Star Game presented by Valero. Family 4-pack of tickets and 4 Whataburgers right now. Caller number 10, those tickets are yours. 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. As we continue, the playoff-bound Houston Texans. Legit Super Bowl contender? We'll talk about it with our good friend, Andy Kalu. He joins us next here on The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. You know, injuries do happen, and when they do, you can skip the ER and get straight to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Corey area with extended hours Monday through Saturday. They have on-site x-ray casting and bracing. In fact, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, but best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. So if you're injured, get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic. Learn more online at TSAOG.com. That's TSAOG.com.
San Antonio Sports Stars 50K Pro Football Pick'em giveaway is back. Head to SASportsStar.com and pick the winners of each pro football game every week to earn points for each correct pick. Highest points each week wins a $25 gift card to Mellow Mushroom. Highest points overall scores $1,000 worth of tickets from A Awesome Tickets. Pick the winning ticket of every regular season game. Win the grand prize, $50,000. This is an Audience National Contest across multiple markets. The 50K Pro Football Giveaway. Register and win at SASportsStar.com.
While basketball has been playing for a while now, we know the holidays are the unofficial start of the season, and you know Underdog is the best place to get in on all the action. Hi, Jason Minix here. With Underdog Unwrapped, you'll unwrap tons of promos all throughout the holidays. They've got boosts, gimme picks, deal reveals, and even some surprises sprinkled in. So now is the best time to get in the game because you can make your picks and win money here in Texas, and it's easy to do. Get your favorite players and decide whether they're going to go higher or lower on stats like points, rebounds, steals, and more. Get your picks right, you can win up to 5,000 times your cash. So download the Underdog app today. Use promo code STAR to score $75 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. Promo code STAR at Underdog. Make picks, win money. Must be 18 plus and present in Texas. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play-and-get-terms_DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
Hi there, I'm John O'Hurley. You know our pets are beloved family members. But sadly, though, there are so many dogs that get euthanized every day due to the lack of funding. To give them a chance at adoption, I invite you to support Puppy Food Bank. Thanks to generous donors like you, all of the food sent to pet shelters from Puppy Food Bank never comes with a bill. So please go to puppyfoodbank.org and make a generous, caring $15 donation every month. Your donation will absolutely save pet lives.
Connecticut water systems are the best of the best. I personally have one in my home. All those other water softener systems out there are junk in comparison.
For a limited time, receive a free reverse osmosis drinking station at your kitchen sink. $400 off with trade-in and 0% interest for 12 months with approved credit. Call Connecticut of San Antonio and the Hill Country. 210-656-PURE.
Check them out at ConnecticutSA.com and tell them Dave Ramsey sent you.
License number 38961. By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Real Success. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at OurRealSuccess.com.
Do you want to learn how to make money flipping houses and acquiring rental properties right here in San Antonio without using your own money? You'll learn to flip houses and secure rental properties in your spare time to get on track towards real wealth building. We're offering a handful of motivated individuals the opportunity to attend our workshop right here in San Antonio for free. That's right, we'll give you 2 free tickets when you text INVEST to 64,000. San Antonio is the perfect market to flip houses and build rental income. Don't miss this opportunity. Come to a complimentary live 2-hour workshop next week right here in San Antonio and learn how to start making money flipping homes and building long-term wealth with rental properties. To get 2 free tickets, text INVEST to 64,000. Text in the next 10 minutes and registrants will also receive a free copy of our Funding for Deals guide. Text INVEST to 64,000 for 2 complimentary tickets. Text INVEST to 64,000.
Hornitos Tequila and America's team have one major thing in common. Everyone can enjoy them. They weren't made just to have a few fans, but to gather people who love high-quality, real Texas football and premium fresh-pressed agave tequila. It's for all our fans. Whether you live in Texas or not, or sip your Hornitos in a Paloma or straight, it's 100% agave tequila for 100% of Dallas Cowboys fans. Hornitos, the tequila de todos. Drink smart. Hornitos Tequila, 40% alcohol by volume. 2025 Salsa Tequila Import Company, Chicago, Illinois.
America's best high school football players are coming to San Antonio. It's the Navy All-American Bowl at the Alamo Dome on Saturday, January 11th. Trevor Lawrence, C.J. Stroud, and Jeremiah Smith played here. Join us for a day of exciting football to see the stars of tomorrow at the Navy All-American Bowl, followed by the San Antonio Sports All-Star Football Game, presented by Valero. Fan Zone opens at 9:30 a.m. Tickets on sale at the Dome box office and Ticketmaster.
Kohl's new clearance markdowns are intense. Up to 70% off is the kind of deal that'll leave you feeling stunned and make you whisper things like, "Where have you been my whole life?" to a cardigan. Just take a deep breath, steady your cart, and try to act normal. But it's not possible. The savings are just too good. Shop new clearance markdowns now in-store and online at Kohl's. Select styles, some exclusions apply. See store or kohls.com for details.
Let's get the new year started with a brand new RV from the South Texas RV Super Sale. San Antonio area's best dealers have put together a fantastic RV show with the best prices ever. Hundreds of RVs for every family. Small towables, toy haulers, fifth wheels, and Class A, B, and C motorhomes. They're all on sale. Our dealers are picking up parking, so it's free. Come on over to SouthTexasRVSupersale.com to buy tickets in advance. Thursday, January 1st through Sunday the 4th at Expo Hall. Doors open daily at 10 a.m. at SouthTexasRVSupersale.com.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Listen up! Listen up! Don't overpay for fireworks ever again. At Mr. W Fireworks, we price our fireworks more than 50% less than the other guys, and we never charge you hidden fees. Look for the big W on our sign, and you're in the right place. Find us at MrWFireworks.com.
Are the Houston Texans legit Super Bowl contenders? It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Maybe you're watching on YouTube. Subscribe to the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube channel. Joe Reinagel has the day off. I'm Jason Minix on this Tuesday afternoon. Let's talk about it with our good friend, Houston Texans legend, San Antonio Sports Hall of Famer, Indy Kalu, joining us here on the Buyers Barricades guest line. Trust, Indy, that you've had a good Christmas. The question is, will you be able to celebrate in February with the Houston Texans?
Yeah, you know what? That is the big question. Had a great Christmas. I hope everyone listening to your station had a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. The real question, Jason, is will I have enough money to enjoy it in February after the way these gifts were handed out? So, yeah, I'm going to have to work double shifts just to get some extra money so I can enjoy the Texans as they make their Super Bowl run.
Now with your DoorDash delivery is one Indy Kalu.
Yes. And I And I will be eating pieces of your food as I'm driving in the car to deliver.
Yeah, don't say that, man. That's just Indy, I mean, we joke, you laugh, and obviously a great Christmas. First quarter against the Chargers, the way that offense played, I thought, man, C.J. Stroud has found his rhythm. This is the game that I've been waiting for C.J. to have. The problem is that only lasted one quarter. The rest of that game, that offense was stuck in mud. And they got out of Los Angeles with a 4-point win because Cameron Dicker, a reliable kicker, and I know how much you love kickers, missed a chip shot field goal and an extra point.
Here's the thing. I agree with everything you're saying about the offense. And not only, I was about to say they had a good first half and a bad second half, but you're more accurate. It was a good first quarter, and then they struggled along the rest of the game, the next three quarters. I don't know if they won the game because Dicker, and man, you have to be careful when you say this guy's name. And yes, you have to say the hard ER.
Yes.
And make sure you
Dicker,
started with a
the
D.
kicker. Yes.
Thank God he's not black, because the way he missed those, that would have been Dicker the blank with a hard R.
Wow.
The kicker. But anyway, I digress.
Yeah, it's definitely hard.
Yeah.
I digress. But I'll say they won it because of their defense. I think even if the kicker made the first field goal, and you have the whole butterfly effect. If you make one field goal, do you even have the chance to hit the second one? But I just think that defense was not going to be denied, and they were going to find a way to pull out that victory. Now, here's the thing. As I half-heartedly joke about getting to the Super Bowl, as great as the defense is, Jason, the offense has to step up. The offense has to put together multiple games where you and I are talking on Tuesday or whatever day it may be, and we're talking about how the offense looked good for four quarters. This is all nice and cute for the regular season. The defense has put up historic numbers this season, but if you truly are trying to get into the second, third, fourth round of the NFL playoffs, at some point this offense is going to have to show up for four quarters.
I 100% agree, and I've been saying for months, probably since October on, I think Houston does have a Super Bowl caliber defense. The offense has to be good enough. A lot of times in the NFL, we talk about a Super Bowl caliber offense, and the defense just has to be good enough. It's the opposite in Houston, but at the same time, and I know that they're probably having this conversation on Sports Talk Radio in Jacksonville and in Denver and probably Buffalo. No Patrick Mahomes, no Joe Burrow in the postseason. Maybe Lamar, maybe not, but with this Baltimore team, they don't have the same fear that you would normally have. And so you look around and you go, even though they're the one seed, people still haven't bought into Denver. I'm kind of there. I really like New England, but Drake May's second-year guy, although after last night, he might be the MVP favorite last night if Matt Stafford played his way out of it. Jacksonville, they've never done it. The Chargers, they've never done it. It's like Josh Allen, the 7th seed. This is his year, or could it actually be Houston's year when you look at seemingly a wide-open AFC? Did we lose Indy? Where's he thinking about
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Oh, well, we can now.
Oh, okay. That was weird. So anyway, with all the great AFC teams and the great seasons that they're having that you mentioned, I really don't see that a team where I'm saying, oh, man, I don't want the Texans to play them. I would even argue, Jason, that the Texans are probably the most feared team in the playoffs, whether you're Denver, whether you're Buffalo, whoever it may be, even New England. And I think New England's the grittiest of the teams because they're taking on the personality of Mike Vrabel. But I think most of those teams are like, ooh, man, that's the one team we don't want coming to our house to play us, being the Houston Texans. So, yeah, that's what makes it exciting. The fact that Patrick Mahomes is out, the Kansas City Chiefs are out, Joe Burrow, because he was injured for most of the regular season, and he's playing some pretty good ball now that he's healthy, but they're not going to the playoffs. Like the teams we're used to seeing, the quarterbacks that we're typically afraid of, they're not even in the playoffs. This is the year that the Texans need to take advantage of that.
Indy Kalu joining us here on the Blitz. That said, with this defense, even if you do get offensive play like we've seen, if there's no step up in play from C.J. Stroud in the offense, knowing that defense and knowing the quarterbacks that you're going to play, we know who all the 7 quarterbacks are, and Josh Allen is the one that scares you probably the most, although we all know that Buffalo team will only go as far as Josh Allen will take them. There's no quarterback that really scares you if you're that Houston defense. Can they ride this Houston defense all the way to San Francisco?
No, absolutely, because you hit it. I mean, the one quarterback that you respect the most as far as longevity and how long he's been able to do it is Josh Allen. Oh, by the way, when you played him this year, you sacked him 8 times. Now, I'm not saying that if the Texans face Buffalo in the playoffs, they're going to sack him 8 times. But there's going to be this sense that, hey, we've been here, done that. They're not going to be in awe. They're not going to be a little too tight because they're playing the great Josh Allen. It's going to be like, oh yeah, we know how to get to him. We know how to rattle him. And for me, if I'm looking at it from the Houston Texans point of view, the one team that makes me the most nervous is the Patriots, and it's not because of Drake May. It's more because of Mike Vrabel. And the Patriots, they really remind me of the Houston Texans as far as how they play, the grit, taking on the personality of their coach. So that's the one team where I'm like, that they make me a bit nervous. But Pittsburgh, as crazy as it sounds with the season that they've had, I believe they're number 1 in their division. Jacksonville, the Texans will feel very confident playing against Jacksonville, even Denver. I don't think there's a team where the Texans are thinking, or even their fan base thinks, they can't get past, and that's very exciting when you're going into the playoffs.
And as it stands right now, I mean, obviously the Texans in the 5th seed, I don't think that can change, right? They're kind of locked in there on the 5th. So you get Pittsburgh in the first round, and you go from there. Buffalo, they're the 7th seed, so you wouldn't have to go to Buffalo. But even when I think about going on the road, other than New England, and let's face it, Houston in New England, and Tom Brady's not there anymore, but the letter jacket nightmare still hangs over this team when you think about going there. But to me, New England would be the one place that I wouldn't want to go play during this postseason.
I'm with you 100%. That's the one team where, I'm not going to say I don't want to go, but I'm not talking as much trash as a fan. Now, obviously, you don't want the team, any of the players, to provide any of that bulletin board material, but that is the one team, Jason, that I'm like, oh, man, like, this. Let's see how it plays out. This is the game where C.J. Stroud better have 4 good quarters. Like, going into New England, that's the game where I feel like they can't win it just on defense alone. Pittsburgh, again, if you're going to Pittsburgh, you still have to play all 3 phases. But I could see a scenario similar to what we saw last week, where if the offense only gives you a good half or a good quarter, the defense could win it, could be the reason why you won the game. Baltimore, same thought process. But I'm with you. New England is that one team where I've been saying for weeks now, we need to see the real C.J. Stroud for an entire game. That would be the one place where he needs to step it up for an entire game.
Indy Kalu joining us here on the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. You played in Philly, you played in Washington, and you played in Houston during your NFL career. So you've been in organizations that get a lot of attention, like in Philly and in Washington, and obviously you played a lot in Houston. They don't get the national attention. And even with what they've done this year as the playoffs get started, they're still not getting a lot of national run with how good they are. So I'm going to make a comparison to a team that you played for in Philadelphia. They get a lot of attention because their offense is struggling. Could you apply, as you watch both teams, are Philadelphia and Houston kind of the same? Great defense and a suspect offense. Should C.J. Stroud be getting the same kind of criticism right now that Jalen Hurts is getting?
You know what? That's a great – I love that topic and the comparison. I think the Texan defense right now is just a little bit better than the Eagles defense. And I'm sure Eagle fans will remind me that they, you can argue it, but they have the best cornerback tandem in the NFL. But I'll also say I feel like Jalen Hurts is a little more productive than C.J. Stroud, but it just looks different. Where you know, it's 3rd and 8, Jalen Hurts might give you a 9-yard run, but at the end of the day, you look at his stats and you're like, man, you barely threw for over 100 yards and you rushed for 30 yards. But I just feel like he picks up certain first downs when it's important. Now, this last game was trash. I mean, the last game that they played. I'm talking more big picture, Jay, because that last game I watched, I was like, man, like, yes, that's because of the defense, the reason why the Eagles beat the Buffalo Bills. And I don't hate the decision for Sean McDermott, the head coach of the Buffalo Bills, to go for 2 at the end of the game, which ultimately they lost it. But, and again, another great defensive play. So when I say what I'm saying about Jalen Hurts, I'm almost excluding the Buffalo game, but I still feel like he's productive in a different manner than C.J. Stroud, to where I do have a little bit more confidence in Jalen Hurts than the way C.J. Stroud is playing right now.
And part of the reason I bring that up, because I think both teams are so similar. Dominant defense, offense does seemingly just enough, and they figure out how to win games, and winners win. But I don't think anybody on the national level, they're not talking Houston. When they talk Philly, they talk about all the reasons why they can't make their way to San Francisco. You know how I feel about Philadelphia. I hope the hell they're not there. But at the same time, you know, as wide open as the AFC is the NFC kind of in the same boat. I think the Rams are there. San Francisco, Seattle. Like who is your NFC pick to be in San Francisco? Hell, let's make it easier. Who's your NFC pick for the NFC Championship game?
No, that's tough because the NFC is more top heavy. I mean, if you just exclude the NFC South, but you mentioned 3 teams from the same division when you talked about Seattle, the Rams, and the 49ers. And I'll say this. I incorrectly thought Brock Purdy was more of a system quarterback, and I wasn't hating on him. I just thought the story was too great, such a great dude, Mr. Irrelevant, and the way he had been playing. I thought, maybe he's a system quarterback, especially when he was injured and they still had success. But his last game, I mean, the athleticism, the pocket awareness, the way he was extending plays with his feet, Brock Purdy's that guy. And San Francisco, in my opinion, looks very good. The NFC right now, it's not even close. I think they have the best top teams in their division in comparison to the AFC, and that's why you can say it's anyone's pick. And here's what's funny, Jason. Like, if you say who's going to be in the NFC Championship game and you throw out Seattle, San Francisco, Rams, who else is good? The Bears, kind of. You know, you still might be wrong when it's all said and done. It might be the Eagles. Yeah. So, you know, when you look at it, the NFC is very interesting, where the AFC, it's interesting, but in a different way, because none of the teams appear to be that good. As crazy as that sounds, with New England having a 13-3 record and the Denver Broncos having a similar, or the same record, I should say, you know, it makes me sound like a hater. I'm not hating on those teams. It just feels like they're having magical regular seasons. But would you and I be that? Will we be that surprised if they lose in their first playoff game? We'll be like, no, that's kind of what we expected. But with the NFC, man, those just look like good teams. Like the 49ers, just when I was watching them, even with all the injuries they have on defense, they just look like a good football team.
They do, and it just pisses me off. With all those injuries, they just figure out what. And the fact that the Super Bowl's in their building, you probably heard this 1,000 times the other night. They might not have to travel again the rest of the year, because they'll end up with home field if they win on Sunday, or Saturday night they win. Playoffs, everything would run through San Francisco. They wouldn't have to get on a plane one more time.
You know what? If put yourself in the shoes of a 49er player, would you like that, or would you feel like you're almost kind of missing out on some of the experiences? Like, I'm really asking. I don't know what's right or wrong. Like, would you want to play at home in the Super Bowl?
I'd play in a Super Bowl anywhere they had it. Right? It's not the College Bowl experience anymore. I mean, it's not like you're going somewhere and you're going to go to SeaWorld and Fiesta, Texas, and go do a bunch of fun stuff during bowl week, right? Does it matter? I mean, I'm just wondering how many people are going to be trying to stay at the house that are looking for tickets to the Super Bowl if I'm playing a Super Bowl in my home stadium.
You know, you're right. It's not the College Bowl, but you know, when I went to the 2004 Super Bowl, and I'll say I had a torn ACL, so I didn't play in the game, but I still obviously went with the team. They didn't call me Andy back then, Jason. They still knew me well enough to bring me to the Super Bowl with a torn ACL in 2004. But it was just cool getting on the plane. It was cool having the city of Jacksonville, as horrible of a city as that is, just welcoming you in and seeing your logo all over Jacksonville. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's something cool about that. But I'm sure Brock Purdy and the rest of the team won't be like, darn it, we made the Super Bowl and it's here at home. I just always wondered, and maybe I should ask somebody on that team or on that staff, you know, if they feel like they're missing something.
I think it's more like, I think that's probably a bigger deal in this new college football playoff system, like Texas A&M. They get a home playoff game and they're done. They get zero bowl experience. They don't get to try. You know what I mean? To me, and as much as I love the home playoffs, if you're the Aggies, your season's over. It was, one more home game, but you don't get that traditional bowl experience that, like tonight we have the Valero Alamo Bowl, the other night in Houston, UH and LSU, and UH was a home game, but every player, every quote that you saw, they were able to create a bowl experience for those guys, even though they didn't really have to travel.
And I think some of these kids are a little, what's the word I'm looking for? They don't appreciate. They don't appreciate.
They're spoiled
because
now.
They're spoiled because there was one bowl, Jason, where I saw on like social media that every player received an Xbox, and I was so excited. I showed my son, like, man, look at this. Every player received an Xbox. And he was kind of like, that's not a big deal. And I'm like, really? Like, what have I done as a father for my idiot spoiled brat to think that getting a free Xbox is not a big deal? Like, I'm thinking back when I was in college, if you would have given me a freaking, that handheld football game that we used to play, I would have been.
Well, again, it's the NIL money. I mean, Booger McFarland making all the news this week because he talked about spending all his per diem money at Magic City in Atlanta. I mean,
I don't know why that's used. I mean,
well, because
what else is it supposed to do with the money?
It was his per diem money. He's like, I got $900 whatever and I gave it all away and got some good wings.
Yeah, I was gonna say per diems for food, so I'm not going to judge him for what he's eating, and I'll just leave it at that. Maybe that was
Careful.
You know what? It's Christmas. We're celebrating the birth of Jesus. I'm going to keep it nice and clean.
We all know what you mean, Indy.
The kids are spoiled. Let's go back to that. They're spoiled because they don't enjoy a free Xbox. But all jokes aside, I was blown away with the cavalier attitude. Oh, it's just a free Xbox. I'm like, wow, you get to play football and get a free Xbox, and you're just brushing it off.
It's, I mean, I'd like to say it's the way you raised him, but you spoiled that kid since the day he was born, and then he gets NIL money, and then he gets Daddy Kalu money. So what is a free Xbox? I mean, he's probably got 4 of them on your credit card that you're not even aware of.
Exactly. His point well taken.
Indy, enjoy the week, the final week of the regular season, all these games that are, I don't want to say meaningless because it's one more football game, but next week we'll be talking about a playoff matchup. It's going to be a lot of fun.
My man, keep up the great work. I look forward to talking to you next week. And Happy New Year to you, Joe, the producer, everybody, and all your listeners. Happy New Year.
Appreciate you. The great Indy Kalu, San Antonio Sports Hall of Famer here on the Buyers Barricades guest line, where they provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond, online at buyersbarricades.com. Big news out of the day today, Trayvon Diggs released. We'll talk about it with Charean Williams from Pro Football Talk when she joins us coming up at 3:15. It is New Year's. A lot of you going out, and the cops are going to be out in force. All of you plan on to go celebrate. None of you plan on getting arrested, but a lot of you will because it happens, especially this time of year. You get arrested, you want to get out of jail fast. Best way to do that is by calling my good friend Albert and his great staff at AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text BAIL to 474747, or you can start the bonding process online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else to get out of jail. And you don't want to be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you a PR bond, make sure you truly understand what all those conditions are before accepting it. Your best option for stress-free bail bonds is AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They offer payment plans, have a free shuttle service. They are discreet and confidential and open 24/7 with offices all over San Antonio and Texas, services nationwide. If you're up in Dallas, down in Corpus, anywhere in between, license number 149. Call AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121, or go online at mybestbailbonds.com.
When you think San Antonio sports, think 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Your home for the Cowboys. KTFM Floresville and SASportsStar.com.
Well, basketball has been playing for a while now. We know the holidays are the unofficial start of the season, and you know Underdog is the best place to get in on all the action. Hi, Jason Minix here. With Underdog Unwrapped, you'll unwrap tons of promos all throughout the holidays. They've got boosts, gimme picks, deal reveals, and even some surprises sprinkled in. So now is the best time to get in the game because you can make your picks and win money here in Texas, and it's easy to do. Get your favorite players and decide whether they're going to go higher or lower on stats like points, rebounds, steals, and more. Get your picks right, you can win up to 5,000 times your cash. So download the Underdog app today. Use promo code STAR to score $75 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. Promo code STAR at Underdog. Make picks, win money. Must be 18 plus and present in Texas. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org. Injuries happen, and when they do, you can skip the ER and get straight to an OrthoNow Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. OrthoNow provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Corey area with extended hours Monday through Saturday. They have on-site x-ray, casting, and bracing. In fact, OrthoNow has everything you need to treat your injury, but no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at tsaog.com.
Kohl's new clearance markdowns are intense. Up to 70% off is the kind of deal that'll leave you feeling stunned and make you whisper things like, "Where have you been my whole life?" to a cardigan. Just take a deep breath, steady your cart, and try to act normal. But it's not possible. The savings are just too good. Shop new clearance markdowns now, in-store and online at Kohl's. Select styles, some exclusions apply. See store or kohls.com for details.
Hi, I'm Dr. Jason Garrett with Arasti. If you're tired of pain slowing you down from a recent injury or something that's been nagging you for years, we can help. At Arasti, we've earned the trust of over 8,000 physicians by delivering fast, lasting pain relief without painkillers or surgery. Our hands-on approach targets the root cause of pain, and most patients see results in just one visit. No referral needed, and it's covered by most insurance plans. So don't wait. Visit Arasti.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti. We fix pain fast.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-824-0593 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-824-0593. That's 800-824-0593. What do you have to lose? Call 800-824-0593. Again, 800-824-0593.
By texting 24700, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from J. Crew Factory. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at jcrew.com.
Need last-minute gifts? J. Crew Factory has got you covered. Enjoy up to 60% off store-wide and shop cozy matching pajamas, toasty sweaters, amazing outerwear, festive accessories, and so much more. Get in the spirit at J. Crew Factory, where you'll score our exclusive collection of classic styles for the whole family at prices that can't be beat. And today, save even more. Just text GIFTING to 24700 to receive an extra $25 off your purchase of $75 or more at your nearest J. Crew Factory store. Visit jcrewfactory.com to find your nearest San Antonio area store today. But first, get an extra $25 off your purchase of $75 or more when you text GIFTING to 24700. Text GIFTING to 24700 to get your $25 off coupon. That's GIFTING to 24700. See a store associate for details.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
In the NFL, the Dallas Cowboys have cut two-time Pro Bowl cornerback Trayvon Diggs. Diggs will be an unrestricted free agent if he goes unclaimed on waivers. Speaking of the Cowboys, tight end Jason Witten and safety Darren Woodson are among the 15 finalists for the selection to the Pro Football Hall of Fame. The class will be announced on February 5th during the NFL honors. Spurs dropped their second straight, falling to the Cavs last night, 113-101. Wemby had 26 points and 14 boards in the loss. San Antonio will return to action tomorrow night back in the Frost Bank Center when they take on the New York Knicks at 6.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons. The San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Ryan Eagle's off today. I'm Jason Minix. Glad to have you along on this Tuesday afternoon. Valero Alamo Bowl night. In fact, I got 1 hour to go. It's early release day. Got a couple of bowl games coming up. The Music City Bowl at 4 o'clock, Tennessee and Illinois. Followed by the Valero Alamo Bowl, TCU, USC. Right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Of course, tomorrow, all-day bowls. I mean, we got bowls all day tomorrow. Starting with Vandy and Iowa in the ReliaQuest Bowl. That starts at 11. So Rob and AJ have to work tomorrow. They're your pregame. Boss man should make them work all the way till 11 o'clock just why not? Then you get the Citrus Bowl, Texas and Michigan. So the Longhorns here on 94.1. Followed by the Cotton Bowl, Miami and Ohio State. Then on Thursday, right here on 94.1, Texas Tech, Oregon in the Orange Bowl at 11. Then the Rose Bowl with Indiana and Alabama at 3. Followed by the Sugar Bowl, Ole Miss and Georgia, the college football playoffs. Good stuff. So I don't work tomorrow or Thursday because we got bowl games. Friday. I don't know. I'll start some point after Texas State and Rice in the Armed Forces Bowl. 3:30, 4 o'clock, somewhere in there. Go till 6. Early release day is cool. Joining after a game on a Friday kind of sucks. Ain't gonna lie. Not that anybody gives a damn. Let's do the Headline Blitz.
This is Jason and Joe's Headline Blitz. 2 guys, 2 opinions, never enough time.
You know, 'tis the season, and it's affecting basketball now. But you've heard college coaches forever bitching and bitching and bitching about the current state of college athletics, the stupidity of college athletics. And all these coaches, smart, successful, obviously, but you got a lot of big names offering up ideas, yet nobody listens. A lot of the ideas seem similar, like these guys all sat around somewhere and like, that's a good idea. I'm going to bring that up at my next media session. John Calipari went off yesterday, a 7-minute rant. And that was right after he was speaking to, some group. I don't know if it was a booster group, whatever kind of club, whatever. But John Calipari offered up a really good idea that he says would solve a vast majority of the problems in college athletics.
I say to you, if a kid transfers 4 times, is he going to graduate from that school? There's no way. You can't graduate. So now you're going to be done playing without a college degree. You have no ties to the last school you went to, where they feel that you're from Arkansas, you played here, we're here, you're going to have opportunity. That's done. You're offered $55,000 in your first job, and you go, what? $55,000? Do I have to show up? Are they going to, you got me an apartment, right, or a car? I mean, I'm worried about mental health. Mental health. That, look, I've been poor, and you know what's worse than being poor? Coming across some money and then being poor again. That's the worst. That's probably why I'm cheap, because I'm not going back there. But so my thing is, and I've been pushing this, you can transfer once without penalty.
Okay.
Because you picked the wrong school, the coach lied to you, there was another player that came that you didn't know about, one time. And after that, you got to sit. Because what do you think they're transferring for? Somebody help me here. Why are they say it? That's it. It isn't because they're mad at this or that. I can extort you, and if you don't give it to me, I'm going over here. If we cure that, I've been saying it for 5 years, no one listens to me. My dog, I call me, runs the other way. My wife doesn't listen to me. No one listens. If we cure the transfer rule, 70% of our problems go away. We can deal with all the other stuff.
You know, and I think Calipari is right. And granted, nobody's listening. His dog, his wife, but you are. But nobody that can actually make a decision. Now, you've heard a lot of people talk about other issues, the portal, but he's right in a way that you haven't heard phrased a lot. They do need to fix the portal. There's got to be a penalty. They've got to limit the number of times that you can hit the portal, because all these players, they're going for the money right now, but they've got no allegiance to the school, to the boosters that could help them out in the career world. And he's right. These guys are making so much money. I know my daughter just got her first job out of college, and I'm proud of her, right? For a lot of these athletes, while it's a lot of money for somebody with a degree in your first real professional job, for these guys that are getting six figures or more, they don't, I mean, I think he's right. You want me to do what? And they're getting a great head start in life if they take care of their money. But reality will slap them in the face at some point. Saw Devin McCune, probably one of UTSA's best players, hit the portal today. There are so many guys in the portal right now, and it's not even open yet. That's insane. That's insane. And I do think Cal is right, and you've heard other coaches say it. If they fix the portal, that will solve a lot of the problems that the NCAA is dealing with right now. Crazy. It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. 1 week to go in the NFL regular season, 1 week to go in the San Antonio Sports Star Pro Football Pick'em Challenge. You got one more week. If you haven't, you're not in the running to win the whole thing, you can still win that weekly gift card to Mellow Mushroom. So get your picks in this week. End of the year, the local grand prize winner, $1,000 worth of tickets from A Awesome Tickets. So go to sasportstar.com, get your picks in. We do have a football game coming up in 2 weeks, Pledge. The Navy All-American Bowl. Really not even, I guess, 2 weeks. January 10th, a week from Saturday. So it's Tuesday. 2 weeks. 2 games. 1 ticket. We got a 4-pack of tickets for the Navy All-American Bowl that is followed up by the San Antonio Sports All-Star Game presented by Valero. The 4-pack of tickets also comes with 4 free Whataburgers. They're yours right now if you're caller number 15. 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Trayvon Diggs is done in Dallas. Got released today. We'll talk about it coming up with Charean Williams from Pro Football Talk. She joins us next here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. You know me, you know the Roo Pub is my go-to spot. Any big game, any big event. You think about the next couple of days with all the college football playoffs going on, and then, of course, the NFL playoffs, and, oh, yeah, New Year's Eve. No better place to go celebrate than the Roo Pub there at 281 and Redland Road. They always throw one hell of a party for New Year's Eve. And when you get into the Roo Pub, go hungry. You know the food is fantastic. They've got happy hour weekdays from 11 to 6. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night. The best place to watch the game, the best place to ring in the new year. Just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant. The Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo. While basketball has been playing for a while now, we know the holidays are the unofficial start of the season, and you know Underdog is the best place to get in on all the action. Hi, Jason Minix here. With Underdog Unwrapped, you'll unwrap tons of promos all throughout the holidays. They've got boosts, gimme picks, deal reveals, and even some surprises sprinkled in. So now is the best time to get in the game because you can make your picks and win money here in Texas, and it's easy to do. Get your favorite players and decide whether they're going to go higher or lower on stats like points, rebounds, steals, and more. Get your picks right, you can win up to 5,000 times your cash. So download the Underdog app today. Use promo code STAR to score $75 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. Promo code STAR at Underdog. Make picks, win money. Must be 18 plus and present in Texas. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
The following is a dramatization.
Davis Law Firm, how can I help?
Hola, mi esposo se lastimó en un accidente ayer. ¿Me puede ayudar?
Claro que sí. Estamos aquí para servirle.
I'm Jeff Davis. At Davis Law Firm, we're here for you 24/7. Our team of Texas attorneys has been helping people injured in car, truck, or 18-wheeler wrecks for more than 25 years. And there's no fee unless we win. Y hablamos español. If you've been hurt, call us at 444-4444.
Davis Law Firm, San Antonio.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ETHOS.com/game.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Between all the holiday parties,
weekend tailgates,
and family get-togethers,
we've been overindulging a little more than usual over the holidays. But now, we are starting the new year off on a healthier note by taking Active Liver supplements from New Nordic every day.
Active Liver contains a powerful blend of turmeric, milk thistle, and globe artichoke extract, all natural ingredients that help protect the liver so that it can protect you from toxins. It's like giving my body a daily detox. I've never felt better, and my energy is through the roof.
And my doctor is already impressed with how much better my numbers are looking. So if better health, more energy, and detoxing your body are some of your priorities this year, get Active Liver today and start the year off knowing you're giving your liver some well-deserved relief.
Active Liver is available online at Amazon or NewNordicUSA.com. Or pick some up today at your local CVS, ShopRite, Meijer Grocery. Are now available at Wegmans. New year, new you, New Nordic.
I love a day on the water with friends, but my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis sometimes holds me back. Now I'm all in with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi. Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy.
Teaching music is my passion, but my active psoriatic arthritis can limit me at times. Now I'm treating my joint symptoms with Skyrizi.
With Skyrizi, most people with plaque psoriasis saw 90% clearer skin at 4 months.
Or if you are an adult with active psoriatic arthritis, Skyrizi helps you move with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
There's nothing like clearer skin.
There's nothing like better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi. Visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband Ryan died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ETHOS.com/game.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
I'm Matt Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime.
Our entry-level data plans start at just $20 a month. And for a limited time, switch and get your second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you and get your second month free today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional details.
By texting 24700, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from J.Crew Factory. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at jcrew.com.
Need last-minute gifts? J.Crew Factory has got you covered. Enjoy up to 60% off store-wide and shop cozy matching pajamas, toasty sweaters, amazing outerwear, festive accessories, and so much more. Get in the spirit at J.Crew Factory, where you'll score our exclusive collection of classic styles for the whole family at prices that can't be beat. And today, save even more. Just text GIFTING to 24700 to receive an extra $25 off your purchase of $75 or more at your nearest J.Crew Factory store. Visit jcrewfactory.com to find your nearest San Antonio area store today. But first, get an extra $25 off your purchase of $75 or more when you text GIFTING to 24700. Text GIFTING to 24700 to get your $25 off coupon. That's GIFTING to 24700. See a store associate for details.
This is the home of the Aggies, and this is Andrew Monaco. You're locked on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Tough day to be a Diggs. One's dealing with some criminal cases. Now Trayvon Diggs out of a job in Dallas. The Cowboys waived Trayvon Diggs today. You might ask, why now? It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Joe Reinagel is off today. I'm Jason Minix. Let's talk about what's going on in Dallas with the great Charean Williams from Pro Football Talk, who joins us here on the Buyers Barricades guest line. Charean, our poll question today on the YouTube channel is about Trayvon Diggs. Will he end up being the scapegoat for the defensive issues today instead of Eberflus?
That's a great question. I don't know. It's obvious that his knee's not right, and he can't play on that knee. I mean, that's just the bottom line, and they were going to cut him at the end of the season anyway. So it made a lot of sense for them to move on, and they let him get healthy, so they don't owe him anything. He played, and I'm sure that's what they were waiting on, is to get him back, get him out there, make sure he didn't get re-injured. And then they could move on from him. I'm sure that was the whole intent of getting him on the field to play. So, but it's a great question. You know, Mike Nolan is in recent history the only assistant coach I can remember them moving on from during the season. And we know the head coaching position, that's not what they do aside from Wade Phillips. And, you know, they let those contracts expire and then they move on at the end. So I'll be very curious to see what they do with Eberflus. I was on the side of there's no possible way they're going to fire him because they don't want to pay him off. And then the more Jerry has talked, the more I'm like, well, maybe. So I don't know what they're going to do. It's not going to surprise me if they bring him back, and it's not going to surprise me if they move on from him. The question becomes, who do you hire if you do move on from him?
Yeah, you know, that is the million-dollar question. And I've been thinking, based on Jerry's comments the last couple of weeks, Charean, that, yeah, Eberflus is done. Although this morning, his interview on 105.3 The Fan was such a PR spin job for Eberflus that maybe he ends up coming back, and then about an hour after that interview, the news comes out that they've waived Trayvon Diggs, and I'm thinking, okay, somebody's going to be to blame for this season, and is he going to put it on Diggs in the secondary?
I just don't know that you can do that. I mean, they haven't gotten the pass rush since they traded Micah Parsons. Like, I don't think that Eberflus has been good this season. Don't get me wrong. I think he's done a terrible job. They thought that he was going to play a lot more man on the outside than what they've played. He told them that's why they went out and they drafted like they did. They got Ravel because he's a man corner. He's not a zone corner. Trevon Diggs is not a zone corner. He's a man corner. Bland is not a zone corner. He's a man corner, and then you play a ton of zone. So I don't think Eberflus has been good. So that's my first point. But they didn't do him any favors. Like, trading your best player right before the season starts, literally right before the season starts, totally wrecks whatever game plan you had been planning on for the entire offseason. Since you were hired for the job, the offseason training camp, that just completely wrecks your game plan. So some of the things were not of his doing. And if you look at I think it was Bobby Belt who posted this the other day on X, their top, 4 pass rushers, I think, weren't even on the roster to start the season.
Yeah.
Jadeveon Clowney leads the way. So it's really hard to put 100% of the blame on Eberflus for how this season has gone, how this defense has played. Is he responsible? Absolutely. He's the coordinator. He didn't change things. To me, he didn't blitz enough, didn't play enough man. The linebackers aren't very good. They totally mismanaged the linebacker position, and they have for a long time. Safety position the same way. They haven't drafted good safeties. They haven't had good safety play. They've kind of ignored safety, and they kind of ignored linebacker, at least the linebacker over the last couple of years. I know they drafted Vander Esch, and they drafted Sean Lee, so they have tried at that position, and they didn't work out because of injuries for those two guys, unfortunately. So, if you don't have good safeties and good linebackers, you're probably not going to have a real good defense. And then on top of that, you just haven't had the pass rush. You shored up the defensive tackle position, but you haven't had the pass rush. So then, again, it becomes, all right, who are you going to hire that's better that's the other thing. Like, 4 different systems in 4 years, you don't have the players to match the system. So you've got to get, if you're going to change coordinators, you've got to get a coordinator in who is going to use the personnel that he has available, because you're not going to fix this defense in free agency, well known. You're not going to fix it with one draft. So you've got to find somebody who will fit their system to the personnel that the Cowboys have. They're going to be heavy at the defensive tackle position because that's what they have and that's where they're good. And you've got to find a coordinator who will be able to do that. It is not Brian Flores. It's not Brian Flores.
Yeah, I would.
Not Brian Flores.
I know his name is out there a lot, and then I see Al Harris, which I don't
not
know.
Al Harris.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, but somebody out there. And then, that's the weird thing with Brian Schottenheimer, because he doesn't really have a tree, but he's been around a lot. But then also I wonder, how much influence does Schottenheimer have in the decision-making process, knowing that Jerry generally will go with somebody that he's familiar with?
Yeah, it's a huge question. Absolutely. It's a huge question. And I don't know the answer to that. And I think there's a good chance that Jerry dictates where they go, who they get, whether they keep Eberflus or not. I don't know how much input Schottenheimer's going to have, to be honest, on this thing. I do think that's a legitimate question in this scenario. It's going to be ultimately Jerry's decision, and it's going to be Jerry's decision if they do change coordinators, who they hire. And it's always been that way. It's always been, if you go back and look, they hired Jason Garrett before they hired Wade Phillips, as far back as that. We'll find a position for him. He may be the head coach, but he may be the offensive coordinator, he may be the quarterback's coach, but we're going to find a position for him. You just can't really operate that way and expect your head coach to succeed. They've done it over and over and over again. That was probably the first example of when I can remember them really dictating who the head coach hired as some of his assistants.
Charean Williams from Pro Football Talk joining us here on The Blitz. The regular season finale this week. Obviously no playoffs for the Dallas Cowboys. The big question is, how much do the starters get to play? And I think ego and pride for a guy like Dak and Schottenheimer wanting to win this game so they don't have a losing record. But at the same time, and I've been saying for weeks, the Cowboys are out of it. I want to see Joe Milton play. I want to see if they have a game-ready backup quarterback. You knew you had that with Cooper Rush. I don't know if they have that with Joe Milton. How much time do you expect to see Milton play on Sunday?
I would hope at least a half. I would think maybe Dak plays a half, and they hopefully, for them, get a lead in the game and feel comfortable taking him out and putting Joe Milton in the game. But, there's just, to me, there's too much risk for your quarterback for getting him hurt for not only a season-ending injury in the last game, but, something that could linger into next year. That's what you don't want to have happen. And can you imagine if that happened, the fire that Jerry and Schottenheimer and everybody else would be under if something happened to one of their key players in a game that doesn't mean anything and the injury went into next year. You don't want to take that chance on a game that honestly doesn't mean anything to you, anything to your organization. And in fact, if you lost the game, would have not significantly, but probably a higher draft pick than what you have now. So there's no reason really. I get it. They want to have the non-losing record. I understand that. You should want to compete. But, there are bigger things, and getting ready for 2026 to me is a bigger thing than winning this game.
Charean Williams from Pro Football Talk here on the Blitz on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. Obviously, the Cowboys not in the postseason. When you look at the playoffs this year, NFC, man, seems so stacked. AFC seemingly wide open. Who is your pick today as we see her on the 30th at 3:30 in the afternoon to play in the AFC and NFC championship game?
God, it's just so hard. I've been on the Rams bandwagon for a long time, but I tell you what, the last 2 weeks they have not looked good. So I'm a little worried about my Rams pick if I'm going to stick with the Rams. I think both are pretty wide open. I mean, do you trust Caleb Williams to get to the championship game in the Super Bowl? I don't know. They're playing well, but I don't know. The 49ers, they all have deficiencies somewhere. I don't trust Sam Darnold. I think the 49ers offense is good enough, but their defense, if they get Fred Warner back, now we're talking a different story on that defense. If they get Fred Warner back, I might cast my vote to the 49ers to get it done. I don't trust Jalen Hurts. I mean, look what he did in the second half. They still managed to win, but he has not played well. So I think it's pretty wide open in the NFC as well. I don't know. I guess I'll go Rams 49ers, but I haven't even looked to see, is that even possible for that outcome to happen? But I do think they're probably the two best. And the Rams are stacked. I just don't understand what they've done these last 2 weeks. Almost like they had a hangover last night from losing that game to Seattle and not securing the division, having a chance for the division title and the number one overall seed. And it just felt like they just kind of went through the motions of that game last night.
I agree.
But they've got to get it together. They've got to get it together. AFC, I guess I'll tell you what, Houston's defense is really good. And the Patriots have beaten, two teams that are above 500? Can you trust them? I mean, based on what they've done in the regular season, they haven't beaten anybody. They beat Buffalo, I guess. You count that as their biggest win. But I don't know. I don't know how good they really are. I don't know how good Denver really is with Bo Nix. I think their defense is good. Both of them are just wide open. And this is the first year I can really, in a long time, say that, because it was always Tom Brady or Patrick Mahomes or Peyton Manning or whoever at quarterback, and you were just going to say it's going to be one of those teams, and you were going to be right. And now it's not like that so much. And I do think this is wide open, and we might have a surprise or two. Houston, to me, has the best chance, even though if they go in as a wild card, which it looks like they will, I think they've got the best chance that they've had, because that defense is so good and the offense is starting to kind of figure it out. And you look at who they've beaten, and you're like, this is a really good football team right now. They're playing their best right now. So if I'm looking at a team that could come in and surprise, be a sleeper, I would go with Houston.
I don't disagree with that, although, man, you talk about trusting the quarterback, C.J. Stroud, in that offense.
Great.
I mean, if they can play 4 quarters almost like they did in the first quarter against the Chargers, then yeah, man, they're going to San Francisco.
Well, I think that's the question. Which quarterback do you trust? And there's not one. I'd probably say Stafford, 1, and probably Brock Purdy, 2, just because of what they've done in their careers. They played in Super Bowls. But is there anybody else out there that you can say? I mean, Aaron Rodgers.
No.
I don't think the Ravens or the
Josh
Steelers.
Allen, but they're only going as far as Josh Allen carries them. I
That's
trust
it.
their quarterback, just not the rest of the team.
That's it.
That's the crazy part. Charean Williams from Pro Football Talk here on the Blitz. Charean, before we let you go, and we're up against the time wall,
Okay.
Hall of Fame voter you are. The 15 finalists announced today. 2 Cowboys, 1 Darren Woodson, who I thought was going to get in last year. Jason Witten also makes it a finalist. Will there be a Cowboy getting enshrined into the Hall of Fame this year?
I sure hope so. I hope it's Darren Woodson's year. He's got this year and next year left, and then he's done and falls into that senior's abyss that it is, and it's going to be really hard to get him in if we don't get him in this year and next year. So I'm hoping it's his year. The committee has been way harder on, and I've talked to Jason Witten. I've texted with him since the 15 came out, and I talked to him on the phone 2 or 3 weeks ago, and it is what it is. They made it much harder for first ballot guys to go in. They made it much harder to go in, period, but much harder for first ballot guys. I don't know. Antonio Gates didn't get in first ballot. Maybe it was a steroid thing, maybe not, whatever. But he didn't go in first ballot. I think it's going to be really difficult for Jason to get in first ballot. I hope he does. And we're going to push for him. We're going to present him. We're going to do our best to get him in first ballot. I think it's going to be really difficult. I think Darren probably this year has a better chance than Jason to go in.
Good stuff. Charean Williams from Pro Football Talk. Make sure you follow her on Twitter at NFL Charean. Enjoy your holiday weekend in the final week of the regular season. Next week we'll talk, Cowboys offseason drama and, playoffs. Well, they'll all be set. We'll know everything.
Happy New Year.
Appreciate it. The great Charean Williams here on the Buyers Barricades guest line, where they provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond online at buyersbarricades.com. Again, one more week of the NFL regular season, and I tell you, some of these games this week mean everything. Some, you got to add a little excitement to watching them, which is why you need to download the Underdog app and play along on Underdog, the place where you can make your picks and win money right now in Texas. And right now is a great time to download Underdog and get signed up, because they have Underdog Unwrapped through the holidays, where you can unwrap tons of promos all throughout the holiday season. Boosts, gimme picks, deal reveals, even some other surprises sprinkled in. Get in. All you got to do is choose higher or lower on predicted stats. Rushing yards, receiving yards, touchdowns, kicking points, that sort of thing. Get all your picks right. You could win up to 5,000 times your cash. So download the Underdog app today. Use promo code STAR to score $75 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. That's promo code STAR at Underdog. Make picks, win money. Must be 18 plus and present in Texas. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
Getting more as a MyLowe's Pro Rewards member is easier than ever with the Lowe's app. Download it today and earn 500 points the first time you log in. Plus, your digital wallet helps you scan, save, earn, and access what you need to manage it all in one place. Download the Lowe's app and take advantage of your Pro benefits today. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid 12/1/25 through 1/7/26. Offer valid for first login per organization only. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Additional restrictions apply. Visit Lowe's.com/terms for more details. Subject to change.
You know me, you listen to this show enough, you know the Roo Pub is my go-to spot. There is no better place to go watch any big game, any big event than the Roo Pub there at 281 in Redland Road with those 3 massive 170-inch screens, TVs all around. Get into the Roo Pub with all the big games that are going on, whether it's the college bowl games and college playoffs, the NFL, NBA. No better place to escape the family in town than at the Roo Pub. And you know, the food there is fantastic. Not just a great bar, but a great restaurant. They have great fried shrimp, the biggest and best wings in town, about 15 different burgers on the menu, great appetizers, great salads. You got family in town, take them with you. The game will be on. The drinks are going to be cold. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, great to escape the family in town. The Roo Pub, just down from the Big Blind, right next to the Angry Elephant. 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
George gets justice. The holidays should bring warmth and family together, not an unexpected trip to the hospital after being hit by a careless driver. If this happens this holiday season, you need to get George. George Salinas Injury Lawyers handle everything, so you can focus on what really matters, being with the people you love. And remember, you only pay if they win. Call 210-225-0909 or visit getgeorge.com. George gets justice. GetGeorge.com. Principal Office, San Antonio.
See the best of the best. The area's top high school senior players in the San Antonio Sports All-Star Football Game, presented by Valero. 119 All-Stars from 68 high schools will compete in the annual Alamo Dome Showdown, Saturday, January 10th, following the Navy All-American Bowl. One ticket gets you into both games. Available on Ticketmaster. The San Antonio Sports All-Star Football Game, presented by Valero. January 10th at 5:30 p.m. at the Alamo Dome.
Ready to kick off the fun? Chumba Casino is your go-to game plan during halftime or overtime. From spinning slots to instant scratch-style cards, it's like running the perfect play, all from home. New players score a free welcome bonus and daily logins with a shot at some serious prizes every time you play. Get in the game and visit ChumbaCasino.com today. Let's Chumba. Sponsored by VGW Group. No purchase necessary. See terms at ChumbaCasino.com. Must be over 21 and present in a state where it's legal to play.
There's a reason why you own a Kubota. It's because you won't settle for second best. The Kubota L Series has been the #1 best-selling compact tractor in the U.S. for 15 years straight. And the Kubota SVL Series has been the #1 best-selling compact track loader in the U.S. for the last 6 years. Now that's saying something. So don't be fooled by other dealers wanting to trade for your orange. We're Ewald Kubota, keeping it orange for over 75 years.
Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Quarry area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at tsaog.com.
Want to be the block party hero this year? Head to Off Fireworks Megastore, just 2 miles outside 1604 and Petranco. Get the loudest deals. Buy 2, get 1 free on 500-gram aerials and reloadable artillery shells, plus more. Light it up at Off Fireworks, 13022 Petranco Road.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1, San Antonio Sports Star. Ryan Eagles off today. I'm Jason Minix on a Tuesday afternoon that feels like, a Friday. It's a getaway day. In fact, early release day. I got about 15 more minutes because we've got a bowl game coming up here on at 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. That's the wrong page. What do we have coming up? The Music City Bowl. Tennessee and Illinois, and then the Valero Alamo Bowl right here on 94.1. Of course, tomorrow, the ReliaQuest Bowl early, Vandy in Iowa, then the Citrus Bowl, Texas, Michigan, and then the Cotton Bowl, Miami, Ohio State. Thursday, all day, starting at 11 a.m. with Oregon and Texas Tech. Then the Rose Bowl, Indiana, Alabama, and then, of course, the Sugar Bowl, Ole Miss, Georgia. So Bowl Central right here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. You think about starting the day, Cowboys releasing Trayvon Diggs today, which leads to my poll question on the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube channel. And that's true. If you just woke up from your nap, Trayvon Diggs got fired today. He is no longer a Dallas Cowboy. Rob Thompson and A.J. Hoffman will have all the reaction bright and early tomorrow. In fact, Rob just found out literally because he walked into the studio and went, what the? In a word you can't say on the radio. Yes, if you just woke up from a nap, Trayvon Diggs gets released today. My poll question on the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube channel. Does Trayvon become the scapegoat for the defense instead of Eberflus? Right now, 57% say no. 43% say yes. I really want to see over 100 votes on this to get there, and we're close. So if you haven't voted yet, go to the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube channel and cast your vote. And I'm guessing those voting no are hoping that Eberflus still gets fired. But the reason I came up with that question is listening to Jerry Jones this morning on 105.3 The Fan, defending Eberflus and blaming the secondary.
Probably the one that I think was the most impactful is that we had a high expectation in our secondary. And I thought we would be good at all phases of it. We were new coming in with the linebackers, which can be a part of the secondary. But that secondary is because of various reasons. But the secondary really had issues regarding personnel, time on the field, time at practice. We weren't ambitious. We knew that some of those guys would be getting back and their limited NFL experience when they did get back from injury. And so I would say that's the area that just as the year before, I'll remind you, and you wouldn't necessarily remember it, but I thought our offensive line the year before, Mike McCarthy, was the letdown that really was glaring for us as to what we were thinking we'd have. I'd say your secondary this year.
Yeah, secondary. That's the biggest disappointment. The entire defense sucked, but we're going to blame it on the secondary, and we're going to fire a guy that we paid the final week of the regular season. Timing of it is interesting because by all accounts, whether it's a local beat writer or the national guys, it's not like Trayvon did something today and they said, all right, last straw, you're done. The collection of all the different crap that he's been dealing with, all of it, right? All of it. But apparently today is the day. So Jerry does this interview on 105.3 The Fan. Secondary, the biggest issues. All of us want to see, nobody wants to see somebody get fired, don't get me wrong, but we all want Flus fired, right? We don't want him no longer coordinating the Cowboys defense if you're a Cowboy fan. And Jerry was on a PR tour for Eberflus today saying, dude, you can't blame all the problems on one person.
Certainly I liked experience level and liked how we had arrived at the makeup of experience on our staff, and in particular defense. Now, make no mistake about it, everybody had their finger in what we did out there defensively, everybody. And so it's not just a one-man blame at all. And I say that because therein lies what you got to sit down and figure out what, if anything, you want to change. And so we'll get to that pronto. Everybody involved in this thing is, I'm sure, been thinking ahead about how to adjust out of results this year. But the main thing in football is that it is rare when you have one coach or one player that is the cause or the solution to the problem. And that's the main thing I'd like to emphasize to anybody listening. We're trying to solve the problem and try to get better where we are. And one guy is not going to do that.
So he continues to defend Eberflus.
I expect the structure to give us a better result over in other areas of the team. And everybody always does this, but this year, of course, it's pretty easy to pick on that defense. And but let me say this one more time.
Here we go.
It's not all Eberflus at all.
Oh, boy.
And he has buy-offs all the way through the coaching staff and the organization as to the things he was doing to try to play defense. So that's a team-wide breakdown for us not to play better defense than we've had. Not an Eberflus breakdown per se, just him. Eberflus.
Mm-hmm. How'd you say his name, Jerry?
Eberflus.
What'd you say?
Eberflus.
What?
Eberflus.
We talking about the same guy?
Eberflus.
What the hell? Again, last several weeks it sounded like Eberflus was gone.
Eberflus.
Now, in the PR spin, they got rid of Diggs. And where does he end up? Does he end up with his brother? It's not a good day to be a Diggs. Again, if you're just waking up from his nap, Stephon Diggs in trouble with the law, all kinds of stuff there. Now, he denies it. The lawyer denies it. The team released a statement saying they stand by him, the league, but court date the Friday before the AFC Championship game. But could he end up being teammates with his brother? Not a good day to be a Diggs.
Eberflus.
Or a Flus. Or a, what'd you call it, Jerry?
Eberflus.
Who?
Eberflus.
How do you spell that?
Eberflus. Candy Lee.
Just make sure over the holidays this weekend that you get yourself a good
Eberflus.
home.
Yeah, Uber home. Uber everywhere. Or car service. Highly recommend the car service if you get it. Right, Rob? All right. It's Tuesday. It's a wacky week. New Year's is this week. So we normally do this on Thursday, but what the hell? Let's do it right now.
The Blitz wants you to know what's on tap. Presented by Sam's Burger Joint.
We get you ready for the long weekend. We call it What's on Tap. Brought to you by Sam's Burger Joint online, samsburgerjoint.com, where you can get your tickets, see their entire calendar, their menu. Of course, tomorrow night they're having a huge New Year's Eve bash. Band called Exit Stage Left, a tribute to Rush. On Friday night, Blackened, a Metallica tribute band. Saturday night, Ritual, a tribute to Ghost. Tonight, Green Hall has Two Ton Tuesdays doing their holiday show. The Nutcracker happening down at the Majestic. Of course, the Valero Alamo Bowl tonight, USC against TCU. Gary Owen is at the Tobin Center. Wednesday night, New Year's Eve countdown with Pat Green. Pat's doing 2 shows tomorrow night. Aztec Theater has Mojo Brooks with a tour that I can't say. Pledge, I can't even believe you wrote that out there. Did you think Rob was going to do this one? He would actually read that, Ron Burgundy. The McCombs Empire Theater has a New Year's Eve show featuring Chris D'Elia. Stable Hall has the Texases. Spurs and Knicks tomorrow night at the Frost Bank Center. Moody Center has Kill Tony. There's a big party happening at the Rocket Lock on Terra. Bluebonnet Palace, Cowboys Dance Hall, all doing big New Year's Eve parties. Friday night, Hayden Haddock at Green Hall, System of a Brown at Paper Tiger. The Raw Raw Room has No Love, French Film, and Trash Dragon. The New 80s at Pix Bar. Saturday night, Spurs and Trailblazers at the Frost Bank Center. The Aztec Theater has Back in Black and AC/DC tribute band. Austin Meade at Green Hall. Let's see, Sunday, nothing good. All right, yeah. Oh, Lakers in town a week from Wednesday. Cool. What's on tap? Brought to you by Sam's Burger Joint online at samsburgerjoint.com. No, a lot of you are going to go out for New Year's Eve. Be safe. Get a Uber. Thought you were going to play the Jerry part there, Pledge.
Eberflus at all.
Yeah. Uber. Get an Uber this week. Uber, Lyft, car service, whatever you need to do. And just keep it locked on 94.1. Rob and AJ tomorrow morning. Rob, how did you not get tomorrow morning off? Just getting a look and a head shake. You only have one more day to call in sick. They don't carry over. Might as well send that email to AJ now that he's flying solo. Yeah, just go ahead and put in that PTO now. Call in sick. Let's going to be a fun night for us tonight. Heading down to the Valero Alamo Bowl. Of course, you can listen to the Valero Alamo Bowl right here on 94.1. Coming up right after the bowl that we have next. I already forgot who it is. Pledge took it off the screen. Yeah, the Music City Bowl. Tomorrow, Texas, Michigan, here on 94.1. Then, of course, the Cotton Bowl, Miami and Ohio State. Then Thursday, Oregon, Texas Tech in the Rose Bowl starting at 11. Indiana, Alabama in the Rose Bowl, followed by Ole Miss and Georgia in the Sugar Bowl. I can't wait for all those matchups. I honestly cannot wait. It's going to be some great football. Be safe over New Year's. We are out. It's an early release day because we've got the Music City Bowl coming up next here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Not all Eberflus at all.
You're listening to The Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6. KTFM Floresville. And everywhere at sasportstar.com.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149. America's best high school football players are coming to San Antonio. It's the Navy All-American Bowl at the Alamo Dome on Saturday, January 10th. Jeremiah Smith, Puka Nakua, and Micah Parsons played here. Join us for a day of exciting football to see the stars of tomorrow at the Navy All-American Bowl, followed by the San Antonio Sports All-Star Football Game presented by Valero. Fan Zone opens at 9:30 a.m. Tickets available at the Dome box office and Ticketmaster.
Right now at the Home Depot, shop appliance savings and get up to 40% off select appliances like Samsung. Upgrade your kitchen with the Samsung Bespoke 4-door refrigerator. Now featuring the dual auto ice maker with Sphere Ice, only at the Home Depot. You'll have perfectly chilled drinks for every gathering. Shop appliance savings now at the Home Depot. Offer valid December 11th through January 1st. U.S. only. See store online for details.
Let's get this new year started with a brand new RV from the South Texas RV Super Sale. Hundreds of RVs of every type from San Antonio area's best dealers. And free parking thanks to our dealers. Go to SouthTexasRVSupersale.com for details and tickets. January 1st through the 4th at Expo Hall.
Want to be the block party hero this year? Head to Off Fireworks Megastore, just 2 miles outside 1604 and Petranco. Get the loudest deals. Buy 2, get 1 free on 500-gram aerials and reloadable artillery shells plus more. Light it up at Off Fireworks, 13022 Petranco Road.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, hims.com/joy.
Chumba Casino brings non-stop fun straight to your screen. Anytime, anywhere. Explore hundreds of games like slots, blackjack, and instant scratch-style cards. Sign up to unlock your free welcome bonus and daily login bonuses. And enjoy your chance at exciting prizes without spending a thing. Just click, play, and enjoy the ride. Sponsored by VGW Group. No purchase necessary. See terms at ChumbaCasino.com. Must be over 21 and present in a state where it's legal to play.
This is Carla Hall for Eggland's Best. Eggs are a staple in our diets, and there's only one egg with more delicious farm-fresh taste plus superior nutrition. Eggland's Best. With more vitamins, including 6 times more vitamin D and 10 times more vitamin E, plus 25% less saturated fat than ordinary eggs. Available in so many delicious varieties. We've got classic, cage-free, organic, free-range, and pasture-raised. Eggland's Best. Better taste, better nutrition, better eggs.
The following is a dramatization.
Davis Law Firm, how can I help?
That guy pulled out in front of me out of nowhere. The police are on their way, but I'm really shaken up.
Don't worry. We're going to get you taken care of. You made the right call.
I'm Jeff Davis. If you've been hurt in a car, truck, or 18-wheeler wreck, call Davis Law Firm at 444-4444. We're ready to help day or night, and there's no fee unless we win.
Davis Law Firm, San Antonio.
Lowest prices, biggest selection. Lowest prices, biggest selection.
At Mr. W Fireworks, we have always offered the lowest prices on fireworks.
And we always will.
We never charge additional hidden fees, and we always price our fireworks more than 50% less than the other guys. When you shop at Mr. W Fireworks, you can be sure you are getting the lowest prices around.
And the biggest selection. Look for the big W on our sign.
Or visit MrWFireworks.com to find a location near you.
Pressure coming, throws quickly and intercepted at the 35-yard line. Throws deep down the far side, outside the numbers. Caught at the 5 and into the end zone. The kick is up, it is on its way, and it is gone! Throw to your side is high and intercepted. To the 40, cuts inside the numbers, he may go. 20, 10, touchdown, throws to the end zone. The ball is caught!
Coming up on College Football Live, we get an in-depth look at the college playoff quarterfinals with Ohio State facing Miami tomorrow night and Oregon taking on Texas Tech on New Year's Day. And we hear from both coaches in our matchup, the Liberty Mutual Music City Bowl.
Now, with College Football Live, here's John Ryder.
Welcome into College Football Live as we get you set for the Liberty Mutual Music City Bowl in Nashville with a Big Ten SEC showdown with Tennessee taking on Illinois. Both teams enter at 8-4. The Vols boast a great offense, ranking 4th nationally and 2nd in the Southeastern Conference, averaging 482 yards per game.
Aguilar under pressure, going to go deep downfield, going for Matthews, who's under it at the 10, at the 5, in the end zone. Touchdown! Big Orange! Michael Matthews catches 1 for 8, and then 1 for 62.
The call from Learfield Sports, quarterback Joey Aguilar leading the Tennessee offense. He's the football subdivision's active career leader, averaging 290 yards of total offense per game, and the Vols topped 400 yards in every game except the regular season finale loss to Vanderbilt. Tennessee has a chance to finish with 9 wins for a 4th straight season, which would be Tennessee's longest stretch since 5 straight 9-win seasons between 1995 and 1999. As for Illinois, they can notch their first back-to-back 9-win season for the first time in program history. Illinois will be without a trio of starters, including outside linebacker Gabe Jacobs, the Big Ten sack leader with 11, and left tackle J.C. Davis. They're preparing for the NFL draft. And this is not only the Fighting Illini's first time in the Music City Bowl, it's the first ever time they have ever played Tennessee. And College Football Live is presented by LinkedIn Jobs. Hire right the first time with LinkedIn Jobs' new AI assistant. Post your job for free at linkedin.com/college/CFB. Terms and conditions apply. And now for more on this Music City Bowl matchup, our crew that's calling the game with Stephanie Odie on the sidelines and alongside former NFL linebacker Rocky Boyman. Here's Chris Carlin.
Thanks, John. These Tennessee Volunteers, it's an interesting story this season. They were a group that expected a lot more, frankly. They thought they would be playing in the college football playoff, but after starting 5-1, Rocky, a disappointing second half of the year. They only went 3-3 down the stretch, including a really tough loss to close out the regular season against their rivals Vanderbilt here in state. What do we expect to see from Tennessee today? Because this was not where they planned on being at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, you go back to that Georgia game early in the season. It's an overtime game. They had a chance to win it with a field goal and let that one slip away, and that was kind of the beginning of the slide. So, yes, I think it comes down to motivation. How bad do they want to be here on a disappointing season, but also an opportunity to springboard into next season?
Well, Joey Aguilar has been a terrific addition to their roster after they went through a ton of flux last spring. There was the drama around the departure of Nico Iamaleava, and Joey Aguilar, who had transferred to UCLA from Appalachian State, all of a sudden was looking for a new home, and this has worked very well here for Josh Heupel.
Especially considering the short amount of time he was here. He got to Tennessee in May and had to go through all the things that get involved in this offense and learn the scheme and learn the terminology. So I think you take that into consideration. He had one heck of a year.
And then on the flip side, you've got Illinois, who defensively does not have their best player, Gabe Akis, who led the Big Ten in sacks this season. He has opted out for this game, getting ready for the NFL draft, and they are going to have their hands full trying to stop this offense of Tennessee, which is high tempo all the time.
You're right, Chris. And to me, the thing that can stop a high tempo, high octane, fast offense is getting after the pass rusher, right? So can they find a way to do that without Gabe Akis?
We head downstairs, welcome in the third member of our crew, Stephanie Odie. And Stephanie, you look at the Illinois offense. Luke Altmaier has been such a terrific story for them the last couple of years, and he's closing out his career today.
Yeah, and I think what really helps is how much they love each other. I talked to Luke, and for about an hour, he just talked about how much this team means to each other, choosing to come back, spending another game with each other. And it all goes back to Coach. He instilled this love and loyalty to each other. They all wanted to have one more game together.
He has thrown for over 7,700 yards in his Illinois career after he transferred from Ole Miss, so he knows about the SEC as well. We've got kickoff coming at the bottom of the hour, John.
Thanks a lot, Chris. Looking forward to it. I'm John Ryder. This is College Football Live on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app, and kickoff between Tennessee and Illinois is 25 minutes away. The college football studios are presented by Allstate. Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Visit allstate.com or call a local agent for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate. And the college football quarterfinals start tomorrow night with number 10 Miami taking on number 2 Ohio State in the Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic in Arlington, Texas. And on ESPN Radio, TV, and the app, coverage starts at 7 p.m. Eastern. And every game of the college football playoff is on ESPN Radio and TV. Miami 5-0 against ranked opponents this season, including their 10-3 first-round playoff win over Texas A&M and at College Station. Ohio State 4-1 all-time at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, which includes victory over Texas in last year's Cotton Bowl. And now with more on this very interesting matchup, here's ESPN college football analyst and former Alabama quarterback Greg McElroy.
Number 10 Miami versus number 2 Ohio State in the Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic.
Question 1. Will Ohio State step on the accelerator like they did in the postseason last year? Abandon the conservative game plan that failed against Indiana, use your Heisman finalist quarterback, use your All-American wide receivers, stretch the field, move Jeremiah Smith around like they did last year, and Ryan Day, I think, calling offensive plays. They're going to be able to do that. They're going to take back control. They're going to get aggressive. And they know that in a game like this, their defense should be able to contain Miami. So their offense is going to force the issue, I would imagine, in the matchup early in the game. Number 2, can Miami play bully ball? Look, Miami is about as physical team as I've seen this year. They want this game to devolve into a WWE steel cage match. Look, they don't care about the score in the first quarter. They just want to put you into the meat grinder. By the fourth quarter, they aren't playing a football team. They're playing against a collection of sore ribs and regrets. So use the elite offensive line to pave way for Mark Fletcher, control the clock, shorten the game, and keep Ohio State's offense on the sideline. Question 3, can Ohio State neutralize the Miami edges by using quick passes and tempo, prevent Ruben Bain and Akeem Mesidor from getting into a rhythm with their pass rush? If they can keep Julian Sayin upright, Miami probably doesn't have the secondary depth to cover all the weapons that the Buckeyes have on their offensive side. Question 4, will Miami be able to generate havoc up front? Like Ruben Bain and Akeem Mesidor, they need to live in the Ohio State backfield. They can get 4+ sacks, flush Julian Sayin out of his comfort zone. The precision for the Buckeye quarterback could deteriorate just a little bit. Question 5, can Ohio State stop the run? They've been able to do so all year. They give up under 2.9 yards per carry. They give up 85 yards a game on the ground. those ranked 6th and 5th, respectively. They need to force Carson Beck to beat him. If Mark Fletcher's held under 100 yards and Miami's offense becomes a bit one-dimensional, then Caleb Downs and co. will start collecting interceptions and get hands on the football. And then finally, question 6. Can Miami find success by utilizing a high percentage, low-risk passing attack? Now, Shannon Dawson, the offensive coordinator, they need to give Carson Beck high percentage throws. Screens, slants, jet sweeps. Beck is 117th in the FBS in air yards per target. The balls that he throws on average travel just 6.9 yards downfield. Nearly 60% of his attempts come within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage, which means the wide receivers better be able to create some yards after catch, and they don't want to test the middle of the field where the All-Americans for the Buckeyes live.
That's ESPN college football analyst, former Alabama quarterback Greg McElroy, and Hurricanes quarterback Carson Beck is 14-3 in his career as a starting quarterback against AP-ranked opponents, and in the last 20 years, that's the third best record by a starting quarterback against ranked teams, only behind these very familiar names, now of course in the NFL, Joe Burrow and Jalen Hurts. Carson Beck has to prove that today is a day for doing, brought to you by the Home Depot, how doers get more done. We're getting you ready for the Music City Bowl with Illinois facing off against Tennessee, both teams 8-4. And coming up on College Football Live, we hear from Vols head coach Josh Heupel and Illinois head coach Brett Bielema. You're listening to the Liberty Mutual Music City Bowl on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
There's a reason why you own a Kubota. It's because you won't settle for second best. The Kubota L Series has been the #1 best-selling compact tractor in the U.S. for 15 years straight. And the Kubota SVL Series has been the #1 best-selling compact track loader in the U.S. for the last 6 years. Now that's saying something. So don't be fooled by other dealers wanting to trade for your orange. We're Ewald Kubota, keeping it orange for over 75 years.
See the best of the best high school seniors at the San Antonio Sports All-Star Football Game, presented by Valero. 119 All-Stars from 68 area high schools will compete in the annual Alamo Dome Showdown, Saturday, January 10th at 5:30, following the Navy All-American Bowl. 2 games, 1 ticket to see the best in high school football. Tickets are on sale now at the Alamo Dome box office and at sanantoniosports.org. Sponsored by Valero, Whataburger, Frost, and Syrah, H-E-B, Coca-Cola Southwest Bottling, the PM Group, and Thomas J. Henry.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband Ryan died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ETHOS.com/game.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Quarry area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at tsaog.com.
What if your instincts could pay off? With Robinhood Prediction Markets, you could put your knowledge to work on the events that matter to you. Prediction Markets isn't just sports. It's the Fed rate decision, your favorite awards show, and so much more beyond the playing field. Trade events with Robinhood. Visit Robinhood.com/predict. That's Robinhood.com/predict. Futures and cleared swaps trading involves significant risk and is not appropriate for everyone. Event contracts are offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, a registered futures commission merchant and swap firm.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text METER to 321321 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text METER to 321321. That's METER to 321321.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Hey, nice savings balance. Well done.
Thanks.
What you saving for? New car?
Nah, it's to pay thousands in fines and court costs after I got pulled over for drinking and driving.
Oh, wow. Yeah, you better keep saving.
Yeah.
Drinking and driving can wipe you out in more ways than one. It can hurt or even kill innocent people, drain your bank account, tear your future apart, even take your life. You're smarter than that. This holiday season, drive sober or get pulled over. Brought to you by NHTSA.
While the Gators dig in and rally behind white-hot Liv McGill.
Posting and weaving for two.
Step away. Number 3, South Carolina at Florida. Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern on SEC Network and the ESPN app.
This is the Liberty Mutual Music City Bowl on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app.
Welcome back to our College Football Live studios. I'm John Ryder as we work our way to the Liberty Mutual Music City Bowl, an SEC Big Ten showdown between Illinois and Tennessee. Both teams 8-4, and this is game 1 of an ESPN Radio bowl game doubleheader. The Music City Bowl will be followed by the Valero Alamo Bowl with 16th-ranked USC tangling with TCU in San Antonio. We do have one bowl game right now. It's the Radiance Technologies Independence Bowl in Shreveport, and Louisiana Tech leading Coastal Carolina 18-14 with 8 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. So Tennessee went 8-4, but those 4 losses were to teams inside the top 15 of the final college football playoff rankings as the Vols take on the Illini. And since it's the Music City Bowl, both teams' head coaches got gifted electric guitars. With more on that, and now with more on the Vols, here's ESPN's Stephanie Odie with Tennessee head coach Josh Heupel.
Thanks, John. Coach, you guys are playing in Nashville, Tennessee, home state for you guys. You're pretty familiar with this. You got a second guitar now. What's it like seeing the guys, even practicing at a high school that the guys are so familiar with?
Yeah, maybe I'll be better on the electrical guitar than the original, but you know, we have a lot of guys from this area, not just the state, but from the Nashville area. Get a chance to come home and play in front of a lot of their family and friends. Our staff's got a lot of familiarity with the stadium. It's been a great week. Music City Bowl does an unbelievable job of hosting our entire program, our families. Excited about kickoff and opportunity to play a really good Illinois football team and go finish the season the right way.
You've talked a lot about wanting to keep these bowl games like they were traditionally, but many opt-outs and they have kept coming. What challenges does this bring, especially on that defense when you're implementing a new coordinator for next season?
Yeah, well, that's just the landscape of today's game. You got guys that have a chance to be high NFL draft picks that are working on their preparation for the draft process. Some of those guys were with us back home and wanted to be in meetings and help our young guys grow. This is a great opportunity for a lot of our young guys to get a ton of growth fundamentally and within the scheme throughout the entire course of December. But then you get here and they got an opportunity to go play football, and a lot of those guys have played on special teams, maybe haven't gotten a ton of work offensively or defensively, but now maybe in a starting spot, and it's a great way to finish the season, but also a kickoff for them and us for the following year.
That's right. I talked with you at the beginning of the season, and with such a young roster, you kept saying the young guys don't have time to be young. Well, now it's time to really put that to a test. This is a bit of a 2026 preseason, but the scheduling has been very different with looking at what you have coming up with Portal, maybe Joey coming back, but both quarterbacks in this game opt in, and you are familiar with Luke Altmaier. What are you expecting on both sides here?
Yeah, Luke's a really good football player, really smart, has great command of what they're doing. Joey for us has been nothing but an unbelievable, great teammate and has played at a really high level. I think it speaks to who those guys are, that they want to finish their season with their teammates and do it the right way and, be a part of this football game.
That's Tennessee head coach Josh Heupel. And college football on ESPN Radio is brought to you by Dr. Pepper. Don't forget to tune in to today's trivia question airing later on in the broadcast. It's brought to you by Dr. Pepper. And a victory for Illinois over Tennessee would give the program its most wins over a 2-year period at 19. They finished the regular season winning 3 of their last 4, including blowout wins over Maryland and Rutgers. And now with Illinois head coach Brett Bielema, once again, here's Stephanie Odie.
Thanks, John. Welcome into Nashville Music City Bowl. First time for you, a great matchup in the SEC over here. How's it feel to be here in Nashville?
It's been awesome. Been a good week. Really taking good care of us. Obviously got a little cold front coming in, but overall been very, very positive.
A little cold. You guys can handle that coming in from Illinois, but it's been so fun spending some time with your team this week, really getting to see how close you are to them in this senior group, the veterans you have. What's it like to see them in this bowl game?
Well, it's a very emotional time. See, last time with a lot of these guys, you put in a lot of adversity, a lot of success, a lot of great memories. Now you wish them well and put them on their way. Some will go on to the NFL and the real world as well. So exciting time in this world of college football. You never know who you're going to